The 2005 game Shadow the Hedgehog has 11 different endings, and today I'm gonna rank all of them. To briefly go over how the game's ending system works, each level can potentially have up to 3 different objectives that you can complete: a hero mission, a normal mission, and a dark mission. Completing a mission will send you to a completely different level that could potentially end on one of 5 levels, corresponding to a certain route, either pure hero, semi-hero, neutral, semi-dark, or pure dark. That last level will have a hero mission and a dark mission. Whichever one of those 2 that you complete will determine which final boss you fight and what ending you get. So if you make it to the Gun Fortress, the last level of the pure dark route, and you do the hero mission, then you'll get the pure dark hero ending. Got that? Alright, let's get into the ranking. At the very bottom, we have the semi-dark dark ending. You get this ending by finishing your playthrough on the Black Comet level and doing the dark mission of that level, where you have to defeat 50 gun troops that are invading the comet. This then leads to a final boss battle with the gun commander and Sonic. Upon beating the boss, Shadow then swears his allegiance to Black Doom and decides to help him rule the world. I don't like this ending because Shadow deciding to become Black Doom's minion is just so corny. Obviously, most of these endings are not consistent with Shadow's character in universe, but out of all of them, to me, this is the ending that seems the most out of character for Shadow. There's no universe where I could imagine Shadow just being some groveling pawn to Black Doom. Right above the bottom in 10th place, we have the semi-dark hero ending. Like with the semi-dark dark ending, you get this ending by ending your playthrough on the Black Comet, but instead you do the hero mission where you go to the center of the Black Comet with Knuckles to take down Dr. Eggman. Despite Knuckles being your partner in the mission, he doesn't actually show up for the final cutscene, which is unfortunate, but that's probably because Shadow seemingly murders Eggman.
What? Goodbye, Doctor.
It'd be kinda weird for Knuckles, who's pretty clearly a heroic character, to just stand there while Shadow gives Eggman a karate chop of death. In this ending, well, to be honest, nothing really happens outside of Shadow killing Eggman. Shadow just turns into an edgy 14-year-old.
I, and only I, know what is best. No one can tell me what to do.
Yeah, he just says no one can tell him what to do, and it doesn't lead to anything. He doesn't have a goal to save the world or take over the world. He just acts like his mom told him to clean his room, and now he wants to put on his big boy pants and say no. It really seems like they ran out of ideas for this ending, so they just threw something together. Another weird thing is that despite the level taking place on Black Doom's home base, for some reason you fight Eggman here. It's really strange. Out of all of the endings, I think the semi-dark endings are definitely the worst. I think this one is a little bit better than the semi-dark dark ending, only because I do find Shadow acting like a rebellious teen and saying that no one can tell him what to do is a little amusing. Next up, in 9th place, we have the pure dark ending. You get this ending by finishing your playthrough on the Gun Fortress level and doing the dark mission of that level where you destroy the 3 gun mother computers. This then leads to a final boss battle with the gun commander and Sonic. In this ending, Shadow decides that he wants to commit genocide.
With the power of these emeralds, I'm going to destroy this damn planet.
This is a pretty generic evil plot, like he literally wants to destroy the world. I do find it kind of funny because you do have to ask, what exactly does Shadow plan to do once the Earth is destroyed? Is he just gonna live up on the moon? Oh, wait. In 8th place, we have the pure hero ending. You get this ending by finishing your playthrough on the final Haunt level, and doing the hero mission of that level where you have to find Black Doom and take him down. This of course leads to a final boss battle with Black Doom. In this ending, Shadow and Sonic defeat Black Doom. Shadow says that he's going to keep his promise to Maria and protect the Earth from Black Doom's army. I don't really have a problem with this one, it's just a generic hero ending like the last one was a generic villain ending. Although I like this one a little bit better than that one since we get the always awesome duo of Sonic and Shadow working together. Next up in 7th place, we have the neutral dark ending. You get this ending by finishing your playthrough on the lava shelter level and doing the dark mission where you have to activate the volcanic defense systems to protect Eggman from the invading gun troops. I find this ending hilarious because the reason why Shadow wants to protect Eggman from Gun is because Shadow wants to be a shonen anime protagonist and fight Eggman one-on-one. This then leads to a final boss fight against Eggman. In this ending, Shadow defeats Eggman and accepts the fact that he is an android copy of the original Shadow. Shadow then claims that he'll be stronger than the original Shadow, and then he seemingly kills Eggman with a karate chop again.
What?
Up next, in 6th place, we have the Pure Dark Hero ending. Like with the Pure Dark ending, you get this ending by finishing your playthrough on the Gun Fortress level, but instead you do the hero mission where along with Rouge the Bat, you try to find the Chaos Emerald in the level. This then leads to a final boss fight with Black Doom. After defeating Black Doom, Shadow then decides to conquer the universe. This is another pretty generic villain plot like the Pure Dark ending before, but this one makes a bit more sense since Shadow would rather take over the universe than destroy it. Also, for whatever reason, Rouge doesn't show up in the final cutscene even though she was there during the boss fight. Maybe it's because Rouge isn't into world domination, but at the same time, ruling the world would mean she could get all the jewels she wants, so I don't know. Starting off the top 5, in the 5th place is actually the true ending of the game. There are 10 non-canon endings in Shadow 05, and by getting all of them, you unlock the last story, a final scenario to end the game. After Shadow collects all of the Chaos Emeralds, Black Doom takes the emeralds and uses Chaos Control to warp the Black Comet to Earth's surface so the comet can use humans as an energy source. We then get the backstory behind Shadow's creation. Apparently, roughly 50 years ago, Black Doom actually helped Eggman's grandfather, Professor Jared Robotnik, to create Shadow. Now, back in the present, Black Doom uses a special gas that he apparently has to paralyze Sonic and Co. However, Shadow manages to regain control of his body. This then leads to the final stage of the game, called The Last Way, which has a 10-minute time limit. After beating the stage, Shadow confronts Black Doom, who then reveals to Shadow that Shadow was created using Black Doom's blood, which somehow allows Black Doom to now paralyze Shadow like the others. Out of nowhere, Team Chaotix comes in clutch by displaying a video recorded by Jared Robotnik where Jared explains that the Eclipse cannon on the Space Colony Ark that was used to destroy the moon in Sonic Adventure 2 was actually created to stop Black Doom when he inevitably invaded Earth. Gerald calls Shadow his son and says that only Shadow can stop Black Doom. Shadow, with renewed confidence, then again somehow manages to break free from Black Doom's paralysis, and Shadow uses the Chaos Emeralds to turn into Super Shadow. This leads to the true final boss, Black Doom's final form, Devil Doom. After defeating Devil Doom, Shadow uses Chaos Control to warp the Black Comet into space, and then I'm guessing Shadow warps onto the Space Colony Ark and fires the Eclipse Cannon to destroy the Black Comet. With Black Doom defeated and the Black Comet destroyed, the day is saved and things go back to normal. There are several things to enjoy about this ending, like seeing Super Shadow again and the Chaotix just randomly being the MVPs. However, at the end of the day, this ending loses some points for me because this ending does basically the same thing for Shadow's character that the ending of Sonic Adventure 2 did. In both games, Shadow's memories are messed up and he's fallen astray, but he ends up remembering his promise to Maria, he decides to be a hero, and he goes super to save the planet. Not only is this ending similar to SA2's ending, it's also pretty similar to the Pure Hero ending that I talked about earlier. In 4th place, we have the Neutral Hero ending. Like with the Neutral Dark ending, you get this ending by finishing your playthrough on Lava Shelter, but instead you do the hero mission where your goal is to reach the center of Eggman's base. This leads to a final boss fight with Eggman. After defeating Eggman, Shadow and Omega decide to take over the Eggman Empire and lead an android uprising to take over the world. Then, Shadow again kills Eggman. I like this ending more than the Neutral Dark ending for a few reasons. For one, instead of calling himself the ultimate life form, Shadow says,
I am Shadow Android, the ultimate battle life form created by Eggman.
I don't know, I just find ultimate battle life form kinda amusing since it's different from what Shadow normally says. 2, Shadow actually delivers a pretty cold line right before the boss fight with Eggman.
Yes, Doctor, you will regret ever having created me. You're going straight to hell.
Lastly, and probably the funniest part of this ending, is that Omega is about to murder Eggman, but then Shadow decides to steal his kill.
Target acquired. Locked and loaded. Fire.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Starting off the top 3, in third place, we have the Semi-Hero Hero ending. You get this ending by ending your playthrough on the Cosmic Fall level and completing the hero mission where, along with Vector the Crocodile, you have to
find the computer room!
This leads to a final boss fight against Black Doom. In this ending, Black Doom reveals that he created Shadow, and Shadow vows to take responsibility and avenge the people who died aboard the Space Colony Ark because of his creation. After defeating Black Doom, Shadow reveals that he feels sorry about all the problems that he's caused and says that he should have never been born. It's actually really sad. I feel so bad for Shadow here. Shadow feeling guilty for the circumstances behind his creation is a really interesting and surprisingly complex route to go down. Victor at least tries to cheer Shadow up, which is a pretty nice thing to do. This is one of the only endings that actually got me in my feels, so I gotta give it credit for that. In second place, we have the Semi-Hero Dark ending. Like the Semi-Hero Hero ending, you get this ending by ending your playthrough on Cosmic Fall, but instead you complete the Dark mission where you try to find the Chaos Emerald in this level. This leads to a final boss fight against Eggman. After defeating Eggman, Shadow vows to live on as the protector of the Space Colony Ark. Shadow then tells Eggman to leave the Ark, and he walks away. I like this ending a lot because Shadow is still heroic, which is consistent with his character, but he isn't a goody two-shoes who's working with Gun and Sonic. Gun especially, considering they're the ones who caused the whole Space Colony Ark disaster in the first place. Finally, in first place, what I think is the best ending in the game is the Pure Hero Dark ending. Like with the Pure Hero Hero ending, you get this ending by ending your playthrough on Final Haunt, but instead you do the Dark mission where you have to activate the Black Comet's defense shields. This leads to a final boss fight against the Gun Commander and Sonic. What makes this ending so awesome is that despite being on the pure hero path, at the last minute, Shadow decides to turn evil and help Black Doom. When Sonic asks Shadow why he decided to join the bad guys, Shadow says that the only reason he did it was because he wants to beat Sonic. Essentially, Shadow hates Sonic so much that at the last minute, Shadow decided to stop being a hero also that he can assert his dominance over Sonic. My headcanon is that Shadow was being a hero this whole time just to lure Sonic into a false sense of security, only to make that last minute betrayal and subsequent whooping all the more painful. After beating the Gun Commander and Sonic, Shadow claims that now he is the most powerful hedgehog in the world. What exactly he plans to do now, I don't know, but I find it hilarious how completely unserious this ending is. In this ending, instead of being the ultimate life form, Shadow is the ultimate hater, which is why this is my personal favorite ending in the game. But there you go, that is all of the endings in Shadow 05 ranked. In any case, I think that's about it for this video. If you're interested in watching more videos where I talk about stuff, here's a video you might enjoy, and here's a whole playlist of Sonic videos for you to check out if you're looking for something to marathon or to just have something to listen to as background noise. That's all I've got to talk about for today though, so thanks for watching y'all, and have a great rest of your day.